You know, one of the biggest questions and one of the biggest quandaries that people find themselves in over here on time to time are their visa. How to work it, how to renew it, what's new, what's changed, how much does it cost, and the same thing with property issues. So, I've got our resident expert JR with me today, and we are going to go over a number of things, minor changes, but they may impact you. So hang in there, and I will be back shortly with changes to the visas. All right, kids, as promised in the little introduction there, I am back with my good friend and mentor, all things visas, all things real estate, Mr. JR from JRC. And he is going to talk to us about what's necessary and some of the requirements for various visa holders first. And then we're going to touch a little bit on some real estate updates, do's and don'ts that he can help you with. So we're going to initially talk about what I have, and that is a 13A visa. A 13A visa is what you obtain when you are married, should you decide that you want one.
Here.
Okay.
Married.
Married. Yeah, right there. Oh. Can you believe I'm only 37 years old? Married. All right. Yeah.
Reminder.
Yeah. My hair was his color before I got this. Okay. Anyway, but the joys of marriage. And we're going to talk about that. And anyway, the 13A,
Yeah.
what's the dealio with that? What's can you give us an update on what guys that have a 13A marriage visa, what they need to do?
All right. Once you've been issued with a 13A spousal visa like yours, your responsibility or you're required to do every year, especially in the first 60 days, is what we call annual report.
Right.
That is a requirement from the Bureau of Immigration because that is where you update your records. That is where you inform immigration that, hey, I'm still here, I'm still out of the, I'm still in the country, and then do some updating of all other stuff.
And what's beautiful, what I love about the 13A is you only do it once a year, and it's only 310 pesos.
Correct.
And instead of going down on a tourist visa where it's every 60 days, and you don't have to pay for the ACRI card anymore, I mean, the costs go way, way down.
Yeah.
And your interaction with immigration is nominal. It's once a year.
Yeah.
And it takes about an hour, go down there. It depends on what time you show up, I imagine.
Sure.
It took May and I 1 hour when we went and did ours through your company. But what was nice about JR was I went into his office. He wasn't there, but his staff was. And they typed up all the forms and everything and made photocopies of this and that and the other and a little pile of documents. And I was able to roam in there and they just had it and it was all in order.
Yeah.
So a lot of the brain damage got removed by your staff before walking over there. And so I want to ask about this because I thought this ACRI card was sort of a forever thing now. But I'm looking at it, you pointed out it's good for 5 years.
Yes.
So maybe we can touch on that.
All right. This is actually an ACRI card. This is an identification of a Bureau of Immigration visa being issued directly from the office. So once you have the visa, especially for 13A, let's just use you as an example, because once you still have the marriage, the visa is still intact. Now, this card is valid for 5 years. As long as the marriage is there, this card should be renewed before it expires.
Okay.
Timeline, work it up at least 1 to 2 months before expiry.
And so how do they verify? Do they want to verify that I'm still married? Do they want to meet my wife? Do they want me to bring her down to the office?
There are cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are cases like that, especially if there are reports.
What would red flag it? If the wife complained or
yes.
filed a report or there was an incident with the police or anything like that?
Anything like that.
Okay. All right. So that's what you got to be on your toes about. You got to be a good husband.
Always wear your ring.
Always wear your ring. Until she goes out of town. No, I'm joking. And so, all right, so every 5 years you need to renew this. Is there an extra cost or fee to this?
Cost would be around 100 to 120 US, approximately.
Okay, okay, 5,000-6,000 pesos, depending on the exchange rate.
Yeah.
So it's about 80 bucks, I guess.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It's 7,000 pesos, roughly.
All right, 7,000 pesos every 5 years.
Yeah.
As opposed to a tourist visa, when you're renewing your tourist visa every 2 months, and you have to get the ACR card,
Yes, correct.
what is the total cost over a year?
Over a year would be around 600 US, approximately.
$600 US. So it goes from $600 US per year on a tourist visa. But if you do get married, make sure you take advantage of the 13A,
Yeah, sure.
because it comes down to pennies, really, just a couple, $5-6 from 600 to 6 really is what it comes down to. Okay, and any changes to that? Anything new?
Not so much. It is just the immigration right now is really looking at records. If you notice, they have been enforcing policies already, stricter policies right now. That is something that you need to take a look at right now. Because, like for example, what you mentioned, the cost of the tourist visa extensions has just gone up. Normally before, it's just like 400 US dollars per year.
Right.
Average cost, and
Right.
since I think last year it had gone up approximately to 600 roughly.
Okay.
So if it's that amount, this is a no-brainer. If you're married, then why not apply for this?
Sure.
And also there are people who are actually still taking a look at or still using balikbayan visa. Yes, balikbayan visa is good for 1 year, zero cost.
Uh-huh.
And they wanted to like get out of the country and then come back again, but you're legally married. So why not explore this? Because once you go out the country and you're not traveling with your spouse, then you will be on a regular tourist visa.
Now, let me ask you this question, because I keep getting a different answer. If I have a 13A and I'm traveling outside of the country,
Yeah.
do I need to get an exit clearance?
Yes.
That's a definite yes.
Yes.
And that's as long as I've been in the country 6 continuous months or more, correct?
All right. Let me clarify it a
Please
little bit.
clarify it.
All right. There are two types of exit clearance. The regular exit clearance, which is the ACCA, that applies to tourist visa who stayed more than 6 months in the country.
Okay.
This exit clearance for 13A is what we call SRC,
Okay.
Special Return Certificate.
Okay.
Sounded like that. That will actually be paid in the airport. That cannot be processed ahead.
It cannot be.
No.
So I can't walk in up to you,
No.
go into your office and bounce in.
Yeah,
and
for the
say,
ACCB.
"Hey, I need to get out of the country. I've got to pay that at the airport."
Yes.
Where do I go to pay that? Immigration? or-
Immigration.
Immigration.
Yeah.
So I need to go to an immigration office at the airport and get my, what I'm calling an exit clearance.
Yes.
But you're calling it something else.
SRC.
SRC. Okay.
Yeah. It's roughly between 3,000 to 3,500 pesos.
Okay.
Every time you exit the country. And when I talk to our processing team in Manila, please do take note that there would be an abandonment of visa if you will not be here in the country for consecutive 5 years, even on 13A. So that's the provision that we're actually trying to inform you, because these are small things.
Yeah.
This can be fine prints on the insurance policy.
Yeah.
But when it hit you, it will hit hard.
Uh-huh.
So these are the things, like for example, on the context, you're married to a Filipina, so there's an assumption that you're living in the Philippines.
Right.
6 months in, 6 months out, that's not a problem.
Okay.
But if you're looking at relocating into other countries, like for the next 6 years, you might actually be considering other visas.
Okay.
Like one of that would be SRRV.
Uh-huh.
Because the SRRV does not require you to stay in the country, or will not say, hey, if you're not here for the next 5 years, your visa will be canceled, your visa will be considered abandoned. No, they don't have that provision.
Okay.
So that is something that you need to weigh on, and that's the reason why when we have someone throws a question in any platforms like this, there will be comments after this.
Yeah, yeah.
We bring them to consultations.
Okay.
We will spend time with them, asking them what's your plan, so that we can map out and put the best possible option for them.
Let me ask you the same question under an SRRV visa.
Yeah, please.
If I had an SRRV, will I need an exit clearance before I leave the country?
No.
Why did I get married? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That really is. So there's no visit to the immigration office. Now, my big fear is I buy my tickets. I'm going to go to America or I'm going to go to Vietnam, either with or without my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if she's with me or not.
Yeah.
All these little regulations that we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go bounce into Vietnam and with or without my wife, let's just say with her. And I'm always paranoid that immigration is not going to be open or that there's going to be a holiday. I'm going to have spent all this money to buy the tickets and book the hotel, and they're not going to give me my exit clearance or what else we're calling it.
All right. The SRC or the exit clearance ECCB, because there's actually one of the item that SRC, for those who have tried, kindly check your official receipt. So there's actually an item there that is called exit clearance, but technically that document is SRC.
Okay.
That's a return certificate something. All right. So in the airport, immigration is always open.
Okay. All airports?
Yeah. With international.
International.
Yeah. Yes.
International.
Yeah.
So
with that
Cebu,
provision.
Manila.
Davao.
Davao.
Yes. Angeles.
Angeles. So that's Clark. Right?
Yes. Yeah. That's
Okay.
Clark.
All right. Little Dumagetti doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So I got to go to the international airport. So there's good information for me. I honestly didn't know because I kept getting different answers from people. And do I need an exit clearance? Some people said, oh, no, you're fine. You're a resident. You're cool. You're on a 13A. You don't need that. There's also what we need to mention to people traveling out of the country, a tax that you have to pay.
Travel tax, I
Are you
think.
familiar with that?
I think that's travel tax.
Okay, yeah. It's travel tax. And that is necessary now before you leave the country. And there's a separate line, and good luck finding out where it is because there's no sign that says pay tax here. You just have to keep asking people.
You just need to
before you go.
ask.
And you got to go up and get there early. And depending if you fly out of Manila
Or Cebu.
or Cebu, Cebu's a much friendlier environment, I'll put it that way,
Yeah.
to get out of the country.
Clark is also a friendlier way to
I've
get out.
heard Clark rocks.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a guy say, quit talking about Clark because we don't want you to screw it up for us. All right, so that's kind of cool. SRRV, nothing's required. 13A, yes, there is a requirement. Everybody's got to pay the tax, but not everybody needs this SRC. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, SRC.
SRC.
Yeah.
Or exit clearance.
Yeah, special
I
return
did-
certificate.
I did have a friend that book paid for. He had just got married. He went to the airport and he did not get an exit clearance. I don't think he knew he could do it at the airport.
That's in the airport.
He didn't know that.
Yeah.
He figured, I needed to get that before I got on. They said, you don't have an exit clearance. And he just gave up and went back home.
Did he freak out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he lost a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
You know, he paid for the hotel.
Yeah,
he paid for
everything's
this,
gone.
He paid for that, and I think that it would have been good if he had given me a call or you a call because I would have said, I don't know, let me check for you. We would have called you up and gotten him squared away. So we'll put your contact information in the description of this video. If you guys are traveling out of the country or thinking about going somewhere and you have one of these questions, feel free to call.
Yeah.
And JRC or one of his staff will try to get a hold of you and help you with that.
We'll be happy to help you out.
Cool. Let's move on to real estate. What's new and cool with that?
I get one interesting insight as well with to add somewhere in the SRRV.
Oh, okay. SRRV.
Because-
stay with that.
There's actually a new category right now for the SRV in which they actually widen it with a special qualifications and involvement with organizations that has been connected with the international organizations. We have a client right now who has been connected with Red Cross. I think that's Red Cross.
Red Cross, okay.
And he applied, he intended to apply at a lower visa deposit, and he was approved or given a go signal to apply. So this is something that we can actually explore apart from the regular category, which requires you $30,000 15. There's a much more other categories that you can explore to. The veterans or the U.S. military is another thing, and there's actually the fourth one. So if you have these special qualifications, it will go through a special approval with the Office of the General Manager, of course.
Okay.
We just need to give it a try if you have that.
And what would they need to have?
Like certificates, pictures, proofs, certificate of being involvement, COEs, contracts, we can actually have that one attached, and we'll actually send it on your behalf, and we'll be asking for approval. And if it's approved, then that's all good to go.
And what would the cost be?
Lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Okay, so lower cost than normal.
Yeah.
If you're affiliated, is that what it is with Red Cross or
organizations with special
organizations
qualifications?
with special qualifications?
That's very broad, but you know
Sure
what?
is.
But one thing I always talk to them, hey, when we do consultations, we ask if you have affiliations with international organizations, you do have service with this organization that's been doing good for the country, then let's not limit that, because once we tried, we will never know up until we try.
And so I know a couple of guys that are working with orphanages over here.
Yeah, we can.
Would that be something that
I think that's something that we can explore.
Okay, so in other words, you might mention to them when they're applying for an SRRV and they're fitting into a certain category, you might be able to offer them a way that it wouldn't require as big of an initial deposit.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
That would save you, again, time, money, and well, basically the money that you've got to cough up. So it might open up new opportunities for you. All right, are we cool with visas?
Yeah.
Is that pretty much the update there?
We cool.
Anything new with real estate?
Nothing much.
No?
But there's just a small thing that they need to be reminded about.
Always.
Real property tax.
Ah.
That is due every year. Normally, it will be in the first 3 months of the year. After that, they will be penalized. And we've been talking a scenario that is penalized prior to making this video. It's making a good
Should we tell the story or just leave it alone?
It's up to you.
Okay, we'll tell the story. We can't do that to him. We went down, May and I went down. JR did a rock star job getting us our title. And we have that. We did that in a previous video that we did together. When another guy that we had hired was just dropped the ball, forgot about us. Anyway, we have our title. We got water put onto to our property, and May's going down this week to get the electrics hooked up.
Nice.
And we went to Darwin, to the municipality, to pay our water bill. May said, we got to go pay our water bill. And so we went down there, and they said, it's not due. You come back in March and pay that. And May said, well, what are all these people lined up for? She said, oh, they're here to pay their property tax. And so May knows that the property tax is nominal. It's like a couple hundred pesos
It's
a
nominal.
year. I mean, it's not like America where your property tax are going to the thousands of dollars. Here it's like $5, $6, $7 a month. And May said, you know what, Paul? Why don't we come back at another month and pay the penalty? Because we can either sit here for 3 hours and pay our property tax, or we can come back and spend 20 minutes and be penalized 8 pesos. So I said, good idea, May. Let's just go ahead and forego the taxes until it's in the penalty phase, and we'll pay that, and we'll save the brain damage of waiting all day. So that's one of the little nuances that you get when you live here for a while, right? Yeah.
Those are small little things. Let's just say, for example, it's an ant, but when it bites you, it hurts.
Yeah.
Really, it hurts. Like you can feel, shit, what's that?
Yeah.
But also, one thing that actually struck me, like for the past 3 weeks, I encountered 2 situations. Like when you buy property here in the Philippines, please do recognize, look for the title. Who is holding it? Is it free from any lien and encumbrances? And also, please don't be contented if you are holding a sales contract and they tell you that you already bought the land. Please. I'm really serious about that. I'm dying to inform or always remind you guys, especially from the West, to do it properly here, because it will hurt you.
I'm the shining example of that. I'm the shining example of believing the wrong people and doing it wrong. I had the best of intentions, and I got snookered. Because I'm asked JR to step in, or he actually offered to step in when we were talking about this issue, and he got it done in 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months, roughly.
It took about 5 months to get it handled. And this other individual had the paper for over a year. And I just watched a video about a guy building a house. And a new guy doing a new channel. on his house build. And he says, yeah, we waited till we got the title before we started to build. He goes, well, that was 2 years ago. It took him 2 years. I don't know the details. I don't know the guy. I don't even know where he's located. But it took him 2 years to get a title. It shouldn't take 2 years.
Yeah, shouldn't it? Depending on the complexity, because there might be issues along the way. But you know what? Here's the thing. When people go into a sales contract, make sure, especially if they're not the owner, make sure they have the legal capacity to enter into that contract. Because if they don't, that contract can be null and void in the first place. And that will actually put you in a corner on the losing end that you might actually lose your money. And if it's hard earned, that's even worse.
I've had a personal experience here. 2 people that I simply know that watched the video, me and JR, and they were in a quagmire, and they finally hired you because they were in the same thing. They were spinning in circles.
Yeah.
And your outcome on them, I think, is pretty positive.
Yeah.
You can get them squared away.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying everybody needs JR. It may be a very straightforward transaction where the guy's holding a title and says, you know, here, I own it.
Yeah.
But if there's any mother title stuff or
that's one
people,
thing.
that's a real buzzword. That's a red flag.
Yes.
Mother title's a big red flag.
Especially if you're buying a portion.
Yeah.
You need to have that squared away. I think you're referring to the guy that I'm helping out right now, because they have 2 approved subdivision plans. So we need to go back to second before we can go to the third. It depends really on the complexities right now of the situation.
Yeah. And it's not the same rodeo out here, kids, as it is back in the West. It's a totally different animal. And it's one of those things where you go in with the best of intentions. I don't want to discourage anybody from not doing it, but just do it where you have someone that really has your best interest at heart and not some sort of, well, what's the word? Self-interest. They're putting money first and then your best interest last. Yeah. And that's, unfortunately, I'm not going to say it's common out here, but it happens. It's a reality. And you need to really watch out. No one's going to cover your ass better than yourself.
Sure.
And so if you can find someone that you can trust, like I trust JR, then you've really got the ball back in your court. Yeah. And you're more in control of the outcome, how the game's going to get played. JR, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for the update.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you guys. And I'm going to put all of JR's contact information in the description. And we will see you crazy people in the next video. See you later.
Bye.